All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. So I have a RS here. Buddy of mine wants me to ceramic coat it. So had a little bit of downtime at work, having parts issues at the Ford plant. So I had some time, so I figured let's get it done. It's been raining for the last few days, so perfect time to do some detailing. I'll put a clip in the beginning of this video after the intro of just a quick cleanup on the car. Last night he dropped it off. We washed it in the garage here, or in the driveway here. Cleaned it up. Car's in really good shape. As you could tell, it's paint's not too bad. I want to say it's got 80-some thousand miles on it. Paint's not too bad on it, but it's never been buffed before, polished or anything like that. So, I mean, on camera it looks pretty perfect, but there's some imperfections in it, especially with being a black car. You'll see that a lot. He maintains it pretty well, hand washes it and stuff like that. No, like I like to call it scratch and sniff car washes. So the tunnel washes, that is a no-go, especially if you want a ceramic coating and if you have a black car. So what I'm gonna do next, take some tape here, and we're going to do like a tape off of the middle of the hood here and see what kind of correction we can get and see what type of compound pad combination we need to do. First, we do anything here. He said the front clip was repainted when he got the car about a year or so ago. So let's see here. Mills. Oh yeah, 9, 11, 7. Yeah, okay. That definitely makes sense of what he's talking about here. So being the car's about, well, it is 10 years old. Oh, it's plastic. So being the car's 10 years old, it's gonna have a lot more paint on the surface than newer cars now. I believe my truck, when I coated that last year, I want to say it may have only had about 5 or 5.5. And I like those machines here to check, but I mean, you're seeing what's on the full car. You're not seeing how much clear coat's on the car. So that's kind of a misconception. I mean, it's a nice tool to have, but it's one of those things where just if it's really low, like 4 or 5, you just know you can't go too aggressive because you don't want to take as much clear off because you can never get that back. But let's put a tape line on here and see what we need to do. All right, so we're back. Got a tape line here. I'm going to start on this side, and you can see through the camera here, just got your typical swirls and love marks, same like that, you know. It's never been buffed before. That's definitely not surprising. So what I'm going to try some PNS Rehab Correction Cream with the microfiber cutting pad on the new Liquid Elements 4500 Pro. Be the first time I use this machine, so let's see how it does. Gotta get used to using a cord again. I like to spread it out. So I did about 4 or 5 passes on about 3,500, 4,000 RPM, somewhere around that area. So let's wipe it off. And this is one thing I like about the rehab. It's pad dependent, so you can get a lot different cut with just a different pad. And then you can also finish out really well with it as well. Sometimes it's not as aggressive as you need, but I always want to start out the least aggressive as possible. And if you have to go back in and do a little bit more, at least you know. So let's see here. And yeah, I definitely cleaned up a lot. A little bit of the scratches here. So what I'll probably have to do, it definitely cleaned it up. It's just a little bit of haze to it. So I might go back with something more, a little bit more aggressive and see what we can do. All right, well, I'm gonna try some Griot's Complete Compound with the same pad. I might go a little bit slower and apply just a touch of pressure maybe, just to see if this helps out a little. So, another 4 or 5 passes or so. Oh yeah. You can already tell. A little bit deeper black. Looks like they got a little bit like, I don't know. Maybe when they painted it, they got a little bit of overspray. I'm not really sure here. But I told the customer, I said, I can get real aggressive, but he drives this car a lot, and he just wanted it a little bit clearer. And see if we can get, there's gonna be a little bit of haze to it, but we can clean that up, no big deal. Let's take this. See, there's a lot of haze, but you can see not nearly as much scratches that there was. So we can come back with another pad. So you can come here and look at here. You know, obviously past the haze, but and this could be just some residue too from the compound. But as you can see here, looks like there's some clear coat etching there to here. So let's clean this up and get a game plan on what we need to do. Okay, well, it took me a little while, but I was able to get it as good as we're gonna get here. Very clear. And this is the side we haven't touched. See all the swirls? And then clear. So I had to do a little bit more than I was anticipating here. I even opened up a brand new pack of towels. Like I said, this car was repainted in the front, the hood. This car was repainted, like I said. So from what I understand, it was the front clip and the hood that was repainted. He just had a lot of rock chips and stuff like that. I want to make it look nice. So I don't know what kind of clear they used. It was pretty hard, but let's take this tape line off here. And of course you got some tape residue and stuff like that. Take some panel prep. Get all this residue off. The brand new towel. I'll tell you what, obviously I've been using Rag Company towels, and I just now started using a Tough Towel not too long ago from my friend Derek over there at Tough Towel. But I'll say these Grant, I think they're Grant from Harbor Freight. I think right now they're at $4.99 for a 12-pack. And they're actually very nice, very plush. There's no tags. These are perfect for towels like this. Doing, you know, dirty jobs. I mean, honestly, these are, I bought like maybe 10 packs of them just because they were so cheap, and they'd be good for coatings and stuff like that. But bring it in here. You can clearly see the tape line. Where's my, there we go. See right here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to probably put some music on, and to get to the rest of this hood, not really in a rush to get this car done, but I would like to get it back to him. He said he has to go on a business trip all next week. So I'm trying to get it done for him before he leaves Saturday, and today is Thursday at 3:55 p.m. So I'm gonna work on as much as I can tonight before my wife and son get home, and try to get at least most of the polishing done tonight, and then get to the coating and let it cure, and it should be good. All right, well, I'm back here. Didn't get as much done as I was hoping. Well, I guess I did get a good amount done. Finished the whole front clip, grill, bumper, the driver's side fender, the hood, and then I've got these two doors done now. I polished these the little piano black, but you know as well as I do, those usually don't last very long. I'm gonna have to polish some of the window here. I'll do that after I'm done with the paint. This paint was a lot worse than I thought it was gonna be. And not necessarily, it's just this clear coat's really weird for some reason. You know, I've had two Focus STs. I've had many Focuses. Usually the paint's relatively not, I'm not saying soft, but it's not hard. I'm having to two-step the whole thing. Pretty aggressive two-step, a little bit more than normal. So here's the combo. I've been using, obviously the 15 Liquid Elements 5-inch polisher, 4500 Pro. Quick thing, this thing is amazing. Has a lot of power, very, very little vibration. It has very good control. It's very smooth. I haven't had to go past 4,000 RPM. I think it goes up to 5,000. I haven't needed it. Really around the 3,500, 4,000, I think is probably the best. So the combination here is the Griot's Garage complete compound. I'm iffy on this stuff. It does a great job with getting defects and everything out. It's just very hard to wipe off, which, I mean, a lot of compounds are because of all the abrasives and everything in it. Then after that, That is with the microfiber cutting pad. So I use just the Meguiar's. I use Meguiar's, I use Lake Country, doesn't matter. And then I'll follow up with the Roops yellow with Rehab. And it seems like it's cleaned it up pretty good. Rehab is good because it gives a little bit more moisture into the paint. So even if I get some residue and everything like that from the compound, the Rehab seems to kind of help it out. But this is, I mean, bring it in here. And as you can see, heavy, heavy swirls, scratches. I mean, it's a little hammered. This is kind of the end result of what I've been doing. Like I said, it's not perfect, but you see a little bit of tick marks and stuff like that still. But you know, this, like I said, this guy, he really likes driving this car. Like I said, he really likes driving this car, and it's not going to be perfect. Like I said, it's got close to, I think, almost 90,000 miles on it, and it's 10 years old. It's not going to be perfect because, I mean, he drives it. It's not going to sit in the garage and collect dust and everything like that. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's why we buy cars, is to drive them. But, so in that case, I told him I'm gonna get it like 85, 90% there. Like I said, you don't want to take too much clear coat off, stuff like that. I mean, you could visibly feel like this is extremely rough and this is very smooth. So like I said, it's, I mean, and some of those little tick marks and stuff, the coating might fill it in a little bit. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. It's considerably better than it was, and I think he'll be happy with it. So what we're gonna do here is load this pad up a little bit. And what I'm doing is just a couple, actually, I probably should take the 3-inch in there. We'll see how bad it gets. But just kind of do a couple passes. Doing it at low speed. I'm gonna kick it up a little bit. Be careful around the taillights. Like I said, just be careful around the taillights. I usually tape things off, but these I was gonna, so anyway, so you know, just knock all that off. Let's see, I don't know why I'm folding the towel like that. Anyway, like I said, it's not horrible to wipe off, I guess. I think it's just, I don't know if the paint just got a little bit of dead clear coat on it because it's never been buffed or anything, polished, nothing. So I don't know if that's kind of why I'm getting a little grabbiness, but I'm not sure. Where'd the light go? So that was just a quick couple steps. And yeah, I mean, as you could tell, bring in, it's, look, all the scratches are gone. I mean, you got haziness, and don't get me wrong, you got haziness. But if anybody remembers, this is what it looked like. Oh, the spider web. Like, that's what it looked like. And now, with just some compound and a microfiber pad, that's all it did. Microfiber pad and some of that complete compound. I mean, you level it out. It's not too bad. There is some areas that are a little bit better than others. So what I'll do now is I gotta go get some more pads in the house. Probably take this, and I will turn this up. Try to get some of that clear off. And then we will take some correcting cream, a couple dots, and kind of the same thing. I mean, same kind of motion, about 3,500 RPM, go up to maybe 4. I'll start off in lowest setting, make sure we're rubbing the polish. Alright, let's see with just a couple passes. Let's see what we got. Like I said, these microfiber from Harbor Freight, I'm actually very impressed with. They do a good job. And for so cheap, I mean, worst comes to worst, you drop one or you don't feel like washing them, I guess you could throw them away, but I'm going to reuse them. I'm going to wash them. Some microfiber Restore, and I think these will be pretty good for a few washes. Anyway, let's see here. I'll bring in, so you'll see what final result when I do. If I can find the flashlight. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I'll take that. Yep. Yep, I will take that all day. Yep. Oh, a little brighter. And if anybody doesn't have one of these, I love these Scan Grip lights. I have this small handheld one, and I have their the Sun. It's a Sun multi-match 9 or something like that. It's the bigger one. That one does a great job too. They're not cheap, but they do a good job. They can mimic how the sun will be down the car. So they do a good job there. So what I think I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna continue with the process here. Don't wanna bore you guys. I mean, we had a pretty decent showing right there of what I had to do. Like I said, I'm gonna 2-step the whole car just like that. I'm probably gonna have to go inside and get some more pads. I haven't decided yet. I might do the hatch tonight, or I might just call it good for tonight. Should be getting off early a little bit tomorrow, so I can get going, get this rest of this done. Just get the other side. I'm excited to see how the roof goes, because the roof has got, it looks like some type of, I'm not sure if it's overspray or something. It's kind of gritty. So I clay barred it and it came out a lot smoother, but I'm not sure exactly what is in the, what is on it. We're gonna do the same steps, maybe do a test spot, see if that will, if I need to go a little bit more aggressive or it will clean it up still. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call it for tonight and clean up these pads, clean up my towels, kind of stuff like that. We'll start fresh tomorrow when I get off work. Get the hatch done, because there's a lot of intricate parts here. I'm gonna have to get the 3-inch polisher out, which I am using my Flex PXE80. Great machine. I've had it for years. It's very versatile. I love that you can just pop this off, pop it back in. I mean, it's a great machine. One of the only, I think this is the only Flex machine I own. But I really like that. Got good power. I like that it's cordless. But I'm impressed with the liquid elements. Maybe getting some more other polishers down the line. I gotta see. They just came to the USA, so it's kind of hit and miss of what you can get. Right now there's a couple things, because I think out in Europe where they were made, obviously the electricity is a little bit different than the US, so they gotta worry about converting it and stuff like that. So the only problem is it does take a lot of juice. I think he's 13 amps or 14 amps. I'm not, don't quote me on that, but I think it's around that area. So with all my lights on and everything like that, it does seem like it loses power a little bit, but that could be, like I said, my power. It could be the cord not all the way in, because it does have a cord that pops out. So I'm gonna see if anybody else has any issues with that as well. But it seems like it just kind of goes down in power and then all of a sudden it'll come back. So I'm not sure if it's something with the machine, or it's, like I said, my power going in and out. I'm not sure. But the lights weren't flickering or anything like that, so we'll see. But, all right, I believe what I'm gonna do now is clean up a little bit, and you'll see me tomorrow. All right, everybody, welcome back. It's been a couple days since I've updated you here. Yesterday I got the car polished, ready to go. I was gonna do a little bit more video, but this car took a lot longer than I anticipated. A lot more polishing than I thought was gonna need done. Like I said, it's not gonna be perfect, but I got it about 90% of the way there. Still a little bit of fine scratches, and something got on this roof, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's overspray from painting the front clip. I don't know how they taped it off. If they did tape it off, I don't know. Or it's just been from when it sits outside, tree sap and stuff over the years is kind of baked into the clear. I don't know. But what we're gonna do now, some PDP panel wipe before we coat. So I sprayed on pretty liberal because there was a lot of polishing done to this car. Compound, stuff like that. So get a lot on the surface here. Let's just kind of wipe it down, get it as clean as possible here. Doing the windows as well, because I am doing the glass coating on the windshield, and the CCI Advanced that I'm using can go on pretty much any surface of the car. So I'm gonna do the wheels. I'm gonna do the side windows, everything like that, the trim. It's all gonna get done with that one coating. And then their windshield coating, the glass coating is just for the windshield. Probably you could use it on the side windows as well, but you can get a lot more out of the windshield coating if you just do windshields with it. So that's what I'm gonna do, try that out. I've used this coating a couple times already. Does a great job. And as you know, I went to the PDP seminar about a month or so ago. And I was able to, that was the first time I actually got to talk to the owners of CCI. I made a video on that about a month ago or so. But great people. Their coatings are very good. Longevity wise, I haven't personally seen longevity yet, but like I said, this guy lives 2 doors down from me. So we'll see how the longevity is going to be with him. And I'm going to show him how to properly maintain a ceramic coating and stuff like that. And if he needs any help, I'm right down the road. So, I don't know if anybody here watching the videos had a ceramic coating. They're really not too difficult to work with. Just need to know what products to use and not use. That's the biggest thing. They're going to be less susceptible to, I guess you could say scratches, but they can still get scratched. It's not some magical potion. A lot of people like it to market, but it does help in that aspect on certain cases. Like, perfect example, my mother-in-law's Chevy Equinox, I coated a year ago or so, and she got a pretty big scratch on her car that needed to be repainted, and supposedly the body shop that did it said that normally something like that would have been a lot deeper scratch, but she said, they said with it being coated, it helped a little bit. They didn't have to sand down as much, and I guess so. Take that with what you may, but I don't believe in the gimmick of anti-scratch and all that kind of stuff. I mean, like I said, it might help, but it's not magic. At the end of the day, this is still just base coat, clear coat. Anything can happen. It's paint. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come around the car, get all this ready to go, and I'll be right back. All right, so in the kit here from CCI, you're gonna get, this is their advanced coating. It says 3 to 5 years. We'll see how long. I don't really like, I mean, another one of those things claims, and they'll say it themselves. It depends on, you know, salt and stuff like that. But anyway, in the kit you get gloves, which I use them. They just get my hands real sweaty, and probably best for me to start using them again. But anyway, it comes with applicator. I've never used these ones before. I usually use the Rag Company's no soak applicators, but you know, it came in the kit, so might as well use it. Which is actually very nice, because this kit is not, I mean, all coating is expensive, but I think, I want to say it's $160, $170, somewhere around that area. Don't quote me on it, but 50 ml bottle. That's really not a bad deal, especially when you get an applicator, gloves, and the bottle. A lot of coating companies, all you'll get is the bottle. So that does help cut down on costs. But it says right in here, install in a temperature control environment, which, you know, hot, humid might work. So I want to say 24 hours is curing problem, but I was told if you put a topper on it, which the topper we're going to use, they have their own CCI topper, but I talked to Eric at PDP, and he said they tested their PDP ceramic detail spray that I've been using in certain videos, and I'm on my 2nd gallon of, and I love using it as a topper and as a maintenance product, and it's worked great. So let me go in the cabinet here, and we're gonna pull out some towels. Like I said earlier in the video, when you're doing a ceramic coating, the towels you use after you're done, you're gonna have to throw them away because they will crystallize and they will start scratching the paint. A lot of people will, so what we're gonna do is start in the hood, but a lot of people say that you can rewash them and get a little bit more life out of them, but I haven't. And you can demote them, use them as interior towels, stuff like that. But to me, that's why I use these cheaper ones for coatings, because I'm not too hard pressed in just throwing them away, because to me it's not worth it. Interiors should be fine, wheels and stuff like that, but to me, just get rid of them. So what I like to do is I shake it up real well. And what I'll do is usually I'll use 1/2 for this one side of the car, the other half for the other side of the car. I mean, it doesn't really matter as long as you have a nice clean car, you're not gonna get any contaminants. So what I do is I prime the pad, take a couple drops here, get it nice lubricated, kind of smear it in there, and then I do a couple more just to make sure you got even coverage of coating. And I always put the cap on in between. Actually, what we're gonna do is go get the detail shelf and my scan grip. That way I can see what I'm doing here. All right, so I'm going to, we'll just do a section of it here right now. Let me get you in here a little bit closer, zoom in. So get an idea of what I'm doing. So I usually just do normal. I can go right over so I'll just do half here. And I kind of just go in an outline of what I'm supposed to be doing here. Like this. So I go up and down first. So I'm just gonna do this half of the hood. And a little goes a long way. Just a little crosshatch. Make sure you're getting even coverage. So, guess let this beat up a little bit. Actually, you know what we're gonna do, so I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. It's a little humid today here in Ohio. It has been raining, so I have the garage open. Just get a little airflow. This stuff doesn't really, I wouldn't sit there and smell it like I just did, but it doesn't have too much of an odor like some coatings I've used in the past, where you need to make sure you're in a well ventilated. I mean, I wouldn't do this in an enclosed space, but so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna get a good amount of this hood done. So I think I got enough product here on the applicator. I'm gonna just do the whole hood. By the time I'm done with this here, should be time to go wipe that off. Okay. So what I do then, just set the applicator up here. And sometimes I'll do the towel method here, just fold it up and just do initial wipe. You're not trying to remove the product all the way, just kind of letting it go onto the surface. Make sure you even it out. I probably could have let this sit a little longer. So you take the first towel to level it out, and then you take the second towel, and this is where you're gonna come in and get all the residue. But I will say, you can probably see a little bit on camera. After I get this wiped off here, I'll bring you in a little closer. I just want to make sure I don't have any remnants here and some high spots, especially around these washer nozzles. But I will tell you right now that there is a considerable slickness to this coating just by applying it. So I'll get you in. Look at the gloss already. And it goes in, goes off, extremely simple. Let me get you in here with the scan grip. Make sure we have no high spots. Which good thing about black paint is that it will be quite noticeable if you do indeed have a high spot. It'll kind of stick out like a sore thumb. So, okay, it looks good. So what I'm going to do now is set you down a little bit lower, and we're going to do the front bumper here. That'll be next. And then what I'll usually do, just to keep myself organized, I will do like a whole front clip or something like that. And I'll check it over with the scan grip, like I said, to make sure I got all even coverage. And I'll go back over after I'm done with a big section like that and just make sure I'm all good to go. All right, so I'm gonna start over here. I do the headlights, everything, like all the trim. Fender here. So I'm trying to keep myself organized, and I'm just gonna go up until here. I'm not gonna do the pillar, just gonna do everything on the front clip. That way I can go back and I know exactly where I left off. That's the one thing about coating you wanna make sure is that you're organized and you know exactly where you were, because if not, you will get high spots, and that is not what you need. That's not what you want. Put a little bit more in here. Said go right over the trim. And this will actually, from what they were telling me from CCI, if you have faded trim that is just not looking too great, this will actually put moisture back into the trim to kind of give it like a OEM look again. So I want to test that out.
because this car definitely has some trim that is becoming a little faded, which, you know, like I said, being a 10-year-old car and it is driven, it's not a garage queen, it's actually driven and used, which I appreciate. So let's go and get the towels, wipe this fender off. Wipe this fender. This one. The headlight here. This headlight wasn't nearly as bad as the passenger side, and I'm not sure if a lot of you have owned Focuses in the past, especially the ones with the HID Xeon headlights. They definitely were a cool design. I believe Ford kind of took the design from BMW and all the European cars, German cars, all that kind of stuff that use the turn signal, the turn as you go headlight style. And it was a really cool innovation. It's just they, for whatever reason, got faded really easily over the years. So I normally don't like polishing headlights too much because you take away that UV coating, but he said he wanted to get some new headlights down the road anyway. So I was like, all right, well, if that's what you want to do, I will polish them out for you, get them as best I can. I didn't want to spend too much time sanding and all that kind of stuff, so I just did a compound on them, and then I polished them out. So they came out pretty good. Like I said, not perfect, but definitely considerably better than what they were. This front bumper, I guess, was repainted at one time, I think a year or so ago, but it's got heavy rock chips once again, which, like I said, it's a driver. It's gonna have rock chips and it's gonna have flaws. There's nothing wrong with it. Put a little bit more coating over here. It's the good and the bad things about these scan grip lights here. You see every minute little thing, which is great because you know you're getting a great finish when it comes out good on this light. But you also have to deal with the fact that not everybody's going to see what you're seeing through this light. But I always like to make the cars I'm doing look good. Okay, so I'm going to show you the process there. And that's initially exactly what I'm going to do around the whole car. So I'll bring you back in when I'm about to do the windshield, and I'll show you how I do the glass coating. But here's the front clip, all coated, ready to go. And this will get slicker and glossier as it cures. But right now, it is severely slick, and
let's see how the rest of the car looks, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, now we're all done. So the whole car is coated. I just got to do the windshield. I did the wheels. I did the all the trim. So you can see all the trim is got a little rejuvenation. He is taking these off and getting new ones on. So that will look a little bit better. The one over there is missing. Look at the trim there. Just like OEM. This came out really good. It was a little bit faded. So even the wiper here, you can see the wiper got a little bit of marring and stuff on the glass. I mean, you'll have that, but I think it came out really good for what we started with. Look at all the gloss. And this will, like I said, this will just amplify over the coating curing. But even here, just a lot of this gets real chalky and dried up. The front end came out good. Like I said, it's as good as you're gonna get for a 10-year-old car that's a driver, and you don't want to take off too much paint in the process. So what we're gonna do now is gonna put CCI's glass coating on. It's supposed to be 2 to 3 year protection. I have not applied this yet on any cars. I bought this initially for obviously do the Mustang, the ST, and the truck, and then obviously my 14 Mustang, which is in the storage unit right now, so I'm able to do this car. So looks like just like a regular coating. So what I'm gonna do is I'll get this all set up and I'll bring you back in. Okay, so we're back. This is really simple to do. I still shake these up a little bit. Says here it's up to 5 years on flat glass, 3 years on windshields. So flat glass would be like your exterior, but I put the advanced on it just because it goes on all surfaces really nice. So I figured I might as well just use that and just use this for windshields. That way I'll get a lot out of this bottle. These are, I want to say it's like $100. I'm not good on prices because I get a little bit of a discount from PDP. Plus their prices are always changing and stuff like that. So I don't like putting pricings out there, but it's around $100 or so, but you get a 50 ml bottle, and that is a lot for windshields and any glass if you want to do your glass. I did the sunroof, all the exterior glass with advanced coating, and then we're gonna try here. So just the same thing. We'll put a couple dots, about 15 to 20, just to get the pad all saturated. And I wanna say, let me grab the box real quick. Just wanna make sure a lot of the things are the same. 23 drops. Oh, they want this to sit for 30 minutes. Okay, well, that's a little bit different than some of the coatings I've used, but we're gonna do what they say here. Goes on extremely slick, and it just flashes off pretty much as soon as you apply it. And I asked them if you need to apply this on the wipers, and they said you can, but it's not needed, so we're not going to do that. Because sometimes in the past, I have found with some coatings, you do the wipers, and for some reason, they like to chatter. Not sure if that's just what I was finding, but it says on 15 to 20 drops on one side, then you do the other side, 15 to 20 drops. And I'm sure everybody knows this, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. When you use these little foam applicators, like I said, some people will wash them and reuse them. I don't. I usually just throw them away. Just because even on glass coating,
I just don't want to run the risk of scratching anything when I would do it the next time. And if you put these in with your towels in the washing machine, stuff like that, you could contaminate the microfibers, and then you might have issues with those down the road. It's just my preference. You guys can do what you want. It's just, I don't like using it again. So unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to throw this away. These things are relatively inexpensive, a couple bucks a piece. I mean, and if you're a detailer looking to either start into doing ceramic coating stuff, you can always put this kind of, you know, cost materials inside your product, inside your cost of doing the job, just to kind of offset and make sure you're getting good value for your time and your effort. That's what I normally do. I'll put a little bit of extra for products, stuff like that. The good thing with a lot of these coatings, you can get a couple cars out of each bottle, depending on the size, of course. I believe you can layer advanced, but one layer is 3 to 5 years, give or take, you know how I said before. So I don't see the purpose of it. I'm sure it does give it a little bit of longevity, but to me, it's just, you're working yourself twice. Not that it's really difficult to coat, but it does add way more time to what you're trying to do. And, you know, the old saying is time is money. So you want to maximize your time and get the job done correctly, but you want to make sure that you're actually profiting from what you're doing here. So I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this sit for a half hour. We're gonna come back in, wipe it off, see how it does, see how slick it is. And I'm gonna let this car cure for 24 hours. So after we get the windshield done, I'm gonna wrap today up, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow when I'm putting on the topper. All right, so it's been a half hour, or give or take a little bit, around that area. So I'm just gonna take one towel, and we're just going to fold it. This may grab a little bit. Get this all, oh yeah, it comes right off. Very simple. Very simple. Just make sure you get all of it. But it looks like it pretty much, and I, you know, obviously you guys can't see what I'm talking about, but when I was applying it, it looked like it just literally soaked right into the glass. So more than likely, that's exactly what it does. So I'm gonna have him let me know what he thinks of it. Water behavior, stuff like that. So that's all that takes right there. Just a little bit of kind of giving it, making sure you get everything. I don't see anything. I'm gonna put these wipers down. I don't know where these little tree things keep coming from. It's the last thing I want on the paint. All right, so wipers are down. Oh, and I forgot to mention, in the box for the glass coating, they also put in another applicator and some gloves as well. So you get a full kit again. That's the only way they sell it as far as I know. So that's great. You're able to have some more gloves, everything like that. So I didn't use the gloves since I already was using them for the advanced, so I just kept those ones on and used it for this. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap it up for today. I'm gonna let this cure for 24 hours. And then the next time you see me, we will be putting the PDP Ceramic Detail Spray on it to give it kind of a top
to, I like putting a topper on. A lot of people don't put them on. This coating, I guess, was not needed to have it as long as you let it cure. But what I was told, if you use their topper, you could put it on immediately after coating. I think it was after maybe 2 hours or something like that. You could put it on after coating, and then 2 to 4 hours, I think it was, to put and you could take it right outside. Doesn't matter if it's raining, doesn't matter what it is. So that's nice if you are mobile or you're trying to get cars in and out of your house, your shop, whatever. That's nice to know. Wait 2 to 4 hours and then put the topper on, and then you can have the customer pick it up. So I will see you again in 24 hours. Okay, welcome back. We're a couple days after I last shot the last video. I just applied the PDP SW90 ceramic detailer. Like I said before, this stuff is great. Talked to Eric at PDP. He said this works well with this coating. You don't really need it for this coating, the CCI Advanced. I talked to the owner of CCI. He said that after an hour, you can put their ceramic detail spray sealant. It's called AMP. You can put that on the car after an hour of coating it, and you can just drive it out the door. Or you can just let it cure for 24 hours like this car did. It's been about, honestly, almost 48 hours at least. So this car's fully cured. But I just like putting a little bit of extra on it, make a little bit more gloss, even though this has incredible gloss and slickness. I just like it. It's just a little easy step to, makes me feel better, I guess. It doesn't really do anything else though. But what I'm gonna do is I'll walk you around it real quick, and we're gonna take it outside and see what it looks like out in the sunlight. Here's the car outside. As you can see, it's got a really nice shine to it. Customer is going to be probably picking it up either today or tomorrow. He's still on a work trip, but his dad's going to come and pick it up. Because I have, I think, another coating coming in this weekend. So just want to give you a quick overview of the car out in the sun. Came out pretty good. So all right, well, this is going to wrap up this detailing series on the Focus RS. Like I said, I'll be picking it up here soon, but it took about 9 to 12 hours or something like that between the polishing, coating, washing, all that kind of stuff. But if you like more content like this, let me know. Drop a comment below. If you can like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.